बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, लीगल एथिक्स के हवाले से हमारा आज का जो टॉपिक है वो द रोल ऑफ द लायर इन ए पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी, उसको हमें देखना है। जैसा कि दिस प्रोफेशन इज कॉल्ड द प्रोफेशन ऑफ लॉर्ड्स, लॉट ऑफ integrity and sanctity, honor and esteem is attached with this profession. On the other hand, a very big responsibility is also attached with the professions of law reciprocally. All over the world, universally on this planet, the profession of law has been acknowledged as a profession of noble and learned personalities. It is a profession of educated people. It is a profession of politicians. It is a profession of statesmen. It is a profession of great leaders. It is a profession of law and constitution. It is a profession of governance and democracy. It's a profession of good and great people. If we look at the history of this world, the world history will uh, expose that all the leading nations, leading part, the central and pivotal role of this nation building all over the world is of advocates and lawyers. They are freedom fighters. They are upholders of law and constitution. They are custodian of democratic and constitutional values and norms. So, all over the world, in the process of building of various nations, the advocates have contributed a lot. If we look at the history of human beings, the advocates have worked for the better living of the people. They have served the humanity. They have worked for the peace and order in the whole world community. They have played a role in safeguarding and protecting the fundamental rights of the people, human rights of the people, humanitarian rights of the people, public policy, good governance, democracy. They have contributed for the maintenance of a better administration of justice. They have fought for the supremacy of law, for the dominance of the constitution, for the prevalence of the rule of law, justice, human rights, public rights. In many countries, lawyers have been great and active leaders of public opinion and have materially contributed to the general welfare. दुनिया भर में मुख्तलिफ ममालिक में, मुख्तलिफ कौमों में, मुख्तलिफ तहजीबों में वकला ने एक एक्टिव रोल अदा किया है पब्लिक लीडर्स का प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ ह्यूमन राइट्स के लिए, डेमोक्रेसी की जदोजहद के लिए, लोगों को सुख और चैन देने के लिए, लोगों को सर्व करने के लिए. Being the student of law, being experts in law, the advocates having the best techniques and expertise, various faculties and capacities for for running various democratic institutions all over. They are playing their role with reference to the legislation, with reference to the dispensation of justice, with reference to the safeguard of the rights of the people. They are working for the establishment of justice in various societies. They are fighting for the democratic values. Their cooperation is very inevitable and indispensable with reference to the justice system, with reference to the parliamentary affairs, with reference to the cabinet system. On many occasions, they have proved themselves. Their advice is very fruitful for the process of legislation, for the process of enforcement of laws, in the process of criminal justice system. बहुत सारे ममालिक में एडवोकेट्स ने जो है अपना रोल अदा किया है नेशनल लीडर्स के तौर पर, ग्रेट पॉलिटिशियंस के तौर पर, मुख्तलिफ स्टेट्समैन के तौर पर, विजडम और सगेसिटी के हवाले से दे हैव बिकम नेशनल हीरोज. They are the leaders of the nations. They have played their historical roles in the establishment of the international institutions, in the working of the international institutions, in the affairs of the International Court of Justice, and in the various institutions working for the basic and fundamental rights of the people, for the service of humanity on this particular planet in which we are living, we are surviving, we are existing. In the United States of America, if we talk of USA, Abraham Lincoln is still regarded as a savior of the nation, hero of the nation, a great president of the United States of America. He was a lawyer with all the firm imagination and zeal of the lawyer to achieve great ends. And definitely, he achieved too much. He led his nation, he performed his role, and he was successful. He was quite a gleaming star in the historical and political history of the United States of America. And thus, still he remains a world figure till today, and still he is alive in the hearts of the people due to his working, due to his achievement, due to his pragmatic steps and personality. In our own homeland, Pakistan, if we discuss Pakistan, the two great men who gave the idea of a separate homeland to Muslims in the subcontinent of India, when the British surrendered, relinquished their power, and the founder and architect of the Muslim state were both lawyers. I mean, both Allama Iqbal and Qaid Azam, मुसव्विर पाकिस्तान, बानी पाकिस्तान, दोनों वकला, दोनों लॉ के डिपार्टमेंट से रिलेटेड थे, दोनों कानून के चमकते सितारे थे, दोनों बैरिस्टर्स थे. They have led our nation. They struggle for the achievement of this homeland, and we are proud of them. They remain in our hearts. They are our heroes. They are our forefathers. They deserve respect and prestige and esteem, and we should pay homage to their personalities. जिनका एहसान है हम पे कि हम एक आज़ाद मुल्क में आज़ाद शहरी की हैसियत से आज़ाद फ़ज़ा में सांस ले रहे हैं, अपने कल्चर को मेंटेन रखा हुआ है, अपनी इस्लामी रवायात के मुताबिक ज़िंदगियाँ गुजार रहे हैं. There is no pressure and tyranny of any sort on we people. We are moving and living and processing our all activities in our country freely by virtue of those people, by the services of those great people. Should not forget them. We have to pay homage to them. We have to praise them. We have to acknowledge their role, their endeavors, their struggles for this homeland, for the people of Pakistan, for the people of this nation. They still remain there in our hearts. We are proud of them. They're both lawyers, they're both advocates. So, our heroes, our leaders, our forefathers, our founders, our great poets, they were lawyers, they were advocates. Both were barristers at law, practiced law, served their people in a manner that till this day they are acknowledged as the undisputed national heroes by a grateful Pakistani nation. तो हमारे उन बुजुर्गों का जो मिजाज था, जो रवाज था, जो रवायात थी, जो ट्रेडिशंस और कस्टम्स थे, जो उनका एक हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड था, जो रोल था, जो स्ट्रगल था, उसको हम आगे बढ़ाएं इस कौम को मजबूत करने के लिए, यहाँ लोगों को इंसाफ देने के लिए, उनके चेहरों पे मुस्कुराहटें लाने के लिए, उनके जान माल और आबरू की इज्जत के लिए. We as advocates, as lawyers, we have to play our role to our generation, to our country. This is the true patriotism. This is the true spirit of a nation. This is the loyalty and fidelity towards your nation, towards your people. उस leadership, उस heroism, उस achievement, उस struggle, जो फकीदुल मिसाल दौर था जिसमें हमने इस मुल्क को हासिल किया, उसको हम फॉलो करें, अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को निभाएं और अपने लोगों को समझाएं कि जो उनकी प्रोफेशनल ड्यूटीज हैं उनको वो पूरी दयानतदारी और सिंसियरिटी के साथ जो है उसे अंजाम दें. So there are two spheres in the profession of law. One is the criminal practice and the other is the civil practice. Although criminal practice and civil practice are different branches of the law, but the profession is the same. The community is the same. The general rules, the general etiquette, the general training, the general preaching, the general intellect, the general sagacity and wisdom which are required for this profession to become a good lawyer, they are almost same in civil and criminal. They are practically the same. Criminal affair or civil affair, दो अलग-अलग branches हैं law की. लेकिन जब when we talk of the profession, when we discuss the advocate and lawyer, so we have to become good lawyers as a whole. We should be all rounders. We should be expert in all the disciplines of the law, knowing all the technicalities of this profession. Then we would be in a position to be successful in this profession. तो सबसे पहले जो खूबी एक अच्छे वकील के अंदर होना चाहिए, उसकी जानिसारी है, उसकी वफादारी है, उसकी अटैचमेंट है. That is called devotion to his duty. अपने फर्ज के साथ वफादार, अपनी ड्यूटी के साथ वफादार. Then honesty in dealings, when you are sharing things with the people, when you are behaving with the people, in your behavior, in your conduct, in your role, in your dealings, in your business, in your profession, you should be honest. You should be crystal clear. You should be lucid and vivid. You should be above doubt and any mixing and mingling. You should be free from any hypocrisy or double standard of morality. Then you should possess the high concept of legal ethics. सीरत ना हो तो आर्ज़ो रुखसार सब गलत, खुशबू उड़ी तो फूल फकत रंग रह गया. Your conduct, your behavior, your role, this does matter. An analytical mind is requisite for a good lawyer. Your perception should be fertile, prompt. आपका जो तज्जिया निगारी है, that should be fertile. You should be a good analyst to become a good lawyer. Uh, then you should have acute power of observation. Your observation should be keen. You should be good judge of things and matters, of the people and persons. Then you would be successful. Then clarity of thinking. You should be confident. Your thinking should be positive. You should be clear in your business and dealings. There should be no ambiguity and double thinking in your thinking. You should be a good orator, a good speaker. You should have a control over your language, fluency of expression. You should have fluency of expression. You should have excellence of presentation. You should be a good presenter. You should be a good actor. You should be a, you should be having fluent expression. You should be an amicable temperament. You should compromise over uh, different matters. An agreeable and persuasive disposition of your personality is very necessary and essential. You should be a philosopher of human nature. You should be a good teacher. You should be a good philosopher. You should be a good observer. You should be a good presenter. You should be a good observer. You should be a good judge in the capacity of your advocacy. You should be expert in human affairs, in human psychology, in human psychiatry. You should expert in the basic and fundamental principles of jurisprudence. A good knowledge of law, past law, current law, coming law. You should up to date yourself with the changing and amendments in the current laws. You should be a man of merits. Merit should prevail in your personality and in your attitude. You have to always rely on your merits and on the principle of merit. It will give you honor. It will give you success. And consequently and ultimately, you will touch your milestone. You will reach your destination. You will be a good lawyer. You will be respected everywhere. You will be esteemed in among your colleagues. You will be appreciated between bar and bench. And this is your asset. This is your earning. This is your livelihood. This is your character. This is the greatness of your character. These are high ideals you have to attain in your practical life. You have to implement these principles, then you would be a good lawyer. Although this goal is uphill, is an uphill task, a difficult job, a troublesome business to do with, but in the long run, at a moment, you will feel pride of yourself when you will attain these qualities, when you demonstrate yourself according to the principles of these ethics and these ideals. Inshallah, you will be successful. If you have to go on the top, you have to suffer difficulties. You have to pay for your way. You have to seek for your destination. And during this journey, you have to suffer agony. But in the long run, you will be the winner. Victory will kiss your feet if you sustain your confidence, if you adopt these high ideals and goals, if you follow these principles, you will be at the top in your profession. You will be respectable every year. So, if you are an advocate of civil side or criminal side, depending upon the temperament of your inclination, your preferences, your likes and dislikes, but on the whole, these are the common ideals. These are the basic formulas which every advocate has to follow to attain his destination, to go on the top of his profession, to be successful in his career. Best of luck. Thank you very much.